So, Mark, did you see this list of what you cannot bring into the Asilo Ultra Pool at Sahara? It goes on and on. You can't bring vitamin supplements, you can't bring pants, you can't bring so many different things. I suppose all you can really bring is a bathing suit.
When Circa first opened up their swimming area, like talked about their list, and everybody freaked out about it. This seems way more intense than Circa's list. Like, you can't wear pants of any kind, so you can't even just go check out the pool area and hang out and grab some drinks like you can at Circa. The selfie sticks and all that stuff I get somewhat, because you don't want people just sitting there doing their Instagram videos and stuff. It's kind of distracting, so I get that. But like, to not let anybody in that wears anything other than a bathing suit is kind of bizarre.
Come on, Mark. I need my selfie stick to look all pretty out there. I'm not going just because of that.
Yeah, I wonder if this will still make it a sausage fest or not, like every other Vegas pool. I don't know. We'll have to see.
As long as there's pee in the pool, I'm all good to go. I don't care. I don't need to bring anything else.
It's natural warming. I mean, what else do you want?
Good news for everybody who likes screens everywhere. Las Vegas is now the city of screens. We have the Sphere, and we've slowly been seeing all the billboards transition and everything else. But there's one spot on the Las Vegas Strip that is more screens than anywhere else. That's Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard. We call it the Times Square of Las Vegas, and it's getting an upgrade. Harmon Corner, the mall there right on the corner next to Planet Hollywood, putting in a new screen. And then Aria is building a brand new marquee with a giant screen as well. More light pollution on the Strip.
Yeah, and then when the guitar's built in the backdrop of it all, it's going to be just another thing that lights up. I wonder if that'll drown out these screens somewhat, and that's why they're preemptively doing this to combat that, like people getting drawn to the guitar instead of looking at the ads. I don't know, but I have to imagine these are huge moneymakers for them with what they're investing in them. And got to be one of the better, Tokyo's up there, New York, Vegas has got to be, top 10 cities for ads of this type. So, they're churning out money. Why wouldn't you invest some?
Yeah, I mean, I really love that area. It does feel like Times Square. There's tons of light blasting on you, and everybody's skin color reflects whatever the sign is showing. And as you walk on those pedestrian bridges, and it's fun. But I thought the screens were pretty high quality already, especially the one at Harmon Corner. So maybe we'll get a 3D billboard. We finally need one of those.
Yeah, those things are pretty sweet. I've never seen one in real life, but the videos that you see of them it's insane. So hopefully you do that with the Sphere back there. You got to do something catchy to get people back into focusing. So I think that would be really legit. You think we would have heard something about it though if that was the case, right?
Yeah, I'm expecting this is just higher resolution. Speaking of the Sphere, Fish is in town, and we'll talk about them on the next show. We'll recap sort of how it went, since they're doing 4 different nights of 4 different shows to show you all the visuals and stuff like that. So look forward to that on the next show. It's good to see another band at the Sphere this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And, they do a different show each time, unlike a U2 or something, or most other bands, where they do kind of the same show over and over and perfect it that way. Fish is known for doing a different show each night. So I'm sure there will be some people that go to every single show, and hopefully we hear something from them of what was different, how much they tweaked it, and they can take advantage of all the coolness that the Sphere has to offer.
And what's becoming a regular update of this show, let's talk mass transit. No, I don't want to talk mass transit anymore, but the Boring Company did announce that they're breaking ground on their UNLV tunnel, and this will connect into the convention center, connect to the existing Westgate and Encore stations that are about to open, the Resorts World station, and more importantly, this is a real tunnel. It's miles that it's going to go instead of these very short tunnels that we've seen thus far. So this is hope for the Boring Company's Vegas Loop system.
Hopefully they don't hit any other, tram stuff or run into any buildings or anything while they're digging this one out.
Yeah, this will be right across the street from Thomas and Mack Center, so hopefully Thomas and Mack survives. But this will be a big tunnel. As soon as they're done with this first tunnel, then they'll do a second one. I think these are secondary tunnels to still the main ones that are going to go on the Strip. So we're still not knowing what the timeline is for everything, especially the big Strip tunnels and sort of the vision for this, based on the fact that we're about 4 years in now. So, it's going to be a while before the Vegas Loop is all finished, but this is the biggest progress we've seen yet. And Westgate Station almost done, Encore Station almost done. Those should be opening really soon.
Yeah, so you can just go on like a loop around and around. I don't know, it just seems like they're always digging, but nothing ever happens. So it will be good when we finally get one open, usable, that's not just the convention center and we can go out a little bit. And it still won't be hugely useful until you connect a bit more, but it'll be cool to see it in action.
And one last thing on it, they're still negotiating with the airport. So hopefully it will go to the airport. This will get it right there, right across the street. So, the airport said they're still in negotiations. I don't know what kind of negotiations they need to do. They needed to get this thing done. So hopefully that will be some good news that we'll get. But these tunnels would be used to kind of service the airport and take that corridor on the east side. So yeah, let's just hold our breath. And if everything else fails, gondolas.
Yeah, I'm all in for the gondolas. Let's get that, or just extend the tram, spend the 200 and some million, whatever it be. Let's get this done. I think they could have done it and made their money back, a couple times over by now if they had done this 10, 15, 20 years ago.
So let's talk sports really quick. The Aviators, our AAA team, they are turning into the Las Vegas Gamblers for one game only on April 20th for Saturday. They put merchandise online for sale with the Gamblers logo, and it almost sold out. They had to pull some of it back because they wanted to have some merchandise for the game itself. And I suspect that we'll see the Las Vegas Gamblers return at some point for the Aviators. I'm sure they'll do this more often considering how much money they're making off merch sales. But just a reminder that our Major League Baseball team, when it comes, should be called the Las Vegas Gamblers.
Gamblers might not be allowed because of the MLB and stuff like that, and I'm guessing that's why they weren't called the Gamblers even in the AAA team. The hats looked really, really cool. I wish I would have seen this before they pulled it, because I definitely would have tried to grab one if they were fitted. And the shirts were cool too. It's such a good name, and this is what we don't get with the A's coming in. We want a homegrown team that comes up with a cool name that ties into Vegas.
Whoever they used to design this logo did a great job. All the graphic work is great. It looks like a real team, not just a one-day promotion, and that's probably why it's so popular. Of course, the Aviators name, Mark, comes from Howard Hughes, and the Howard Hughes company built Summerlin, and they own the stadium and they own the team, and so that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I actually think Aviators, I always think like Aviation Gin with Ryan Reynolds, but he owns a football club, not a baseball team, so that would work.
One other thing that's always tied to Las Vegas is adult entertainment clubs, and there's this crazy lawsuit happening. Now, Spearmint Rhino has been in town for a long time, I think since the early 90s, and a few years ago, a competitor launched called Peppermint Hippo, and the guy who owns that apparently used to work at Spearmint Rhino. And they're suing him for trademark infringement, basically saying that that name is too similar and it causes confusion. He says it's a completely different thing inspired by South Park. So maybe South Park's going to come in and sue too.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny to see them do it just as a joke? But I mean, I can see both sides of it. It's different enough that it's not the same, but it also kind of sounds similar, like almost like it's a sister club. And the fact that he worked there maybe makes it a little bit worse, or gives a little teeth to the lawsuit. I don't know. I'm sure they'll settle out of court and they'll both get more publicity out of this than it probably cost them. So it was a good play overall. Likely.
It's just a funny Las Vegas story. Where else are you going to have two clubs like this suing each other? Spearmint Rhino, Peppermint Hippo. Great names, but yeah, it does seem like the second one is inspired by the first. I don't know what the South Park reference is, but I say it's not similar enough. We need more animal mint things going on here. As a reminder, we have our Patreon going. $5 a month gets you access to our weekly after show. Lots of fun, lots of laughs. Patreon.com/MTM Vegas for all of the details. Thanks to everybody who supports us over there. So first they took our Lost Spirits distillery, Mark, and now Meow Wolf is sort of in trouble, or they're laying off a decent percentage of their workforce, not just in Nevada, but at their other installations as well. That's who owns Omega Mart in Area 15. So maybe signs that another one of these attractions is struggling a little bit.
That would be a big blow to Area 15 if this goes any further or they get into serious trouble. It sounds like it's just kind of cutbacks and fine-tuning things and trying to maybe get more profitable or become profitable. So hopefully it's just kind of tweaks in that, but it's never a good sign when you're seeing this, especially when they charge the prices they charge. If you're filling that place up, it shouldn't be an issue. But Area 15, this would be this is their like marquee thing that people will know about it. And if this struggles after you just lost another big, the distillery was a bigger portion of it, that would be kind of bad news for the whole area. And I'm hopeful that it stays. It's such a cool experience. It's unique. I mean, the problem is, would you go back again though? Like, it's cool to go once. Maybe you go again to take some other people with you, but I don't know that it's something I would go to like 4 or 5 times in my life. I don't know.
You did really like that bar in there, so I could see you heading
cool.
up the bar again. But yeah, I agree with you. It's not very repeatable. It's very expensive too. They're cutting 54 jobs, which I can't imagine how many people are employed there, but that's probably a pretty significant percentage. They did say that it's not going to affect what the experience is for the guests. And, with Lost Spirits, we saw that the parent company got in trouble and they said that it was doing okay now, but some of the pandemic sort of issues. And let's hope that the parent company, Meow Wolf, continues strong. They have really cool things. I haven't seen the one in Santa Fe. I've heard that's great. And I think one in Denver as well and elsewhere. So hopefully they do good, unique things. That's what we need in Vegas. That's what we need everywhere. And this place certainly delivers that.
Yeah, I think they said they're opening one in Houston, if I'm not mistaken, pretty soon, which that's kind of nerve wracking if you're cutting back and you're pouring all this money into opening up a new thing. Hopefully it goes gangbusters and people really check it out. It's worth it. If I'm ever in a city that has one, I'll probably go check it out because the one in Vegas is so unique and cool. And I've heard the same thing about Santa Fe. It's kind of an amazing experience. So I want to check that out when I go there. I got to go to Santa Fe, period. It looks like such a cool area.
Well, let's go down under to Australia for a minute. And this story is insane. So they discovered this software glitch at the Star Casino in Sydney. If you put more than one ticket to cash in at a machine, it would basically give you the money for the multiple tickets and then spit back out one of the tickets and not show it as cashed. So over a period of months, dozens of people took advantage of this, to the tune of over $2 million before it was discovered. That's US dollars. And eventually I think people got caught, but this is such a simple software glitch. It's sort of crazy that they never figured this out before now. And you have to wonder if any other casinos are running this same software.
Yeah, and it's surprising that I think they said somewhere in the 40s, like 46 people, something like that, figured it out and really hit it hard. But you would think, I mean, multiple people every hour go and put in more than one ticket. I mean, I've done it. I don't even play slots that much. And if you get the one kicked out, maybe you just throw it away because you got paid the full amount. You don't think about it. You don't try it again. But I have to imagine there's more than 40 some people that got the second ticket and were like, oh, let me put that back in. Maybe they didn't pay it right and then got the money. But these maybe were just the serial offenders. It comes out to like 40 some $1,000s per person, which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, just a reminder, when you discover something like that, doesn't mean it's not illegal to take advantage of it. You start playing with fire, you're going to get burned. And it does seem like they got caught. And who knows if people were talking to each other or sharing it on the internet or how this all got discovered. We don't really know, but it's an insane sort of story. You put in multiple tickets, it only cashes one of them, gives you money for both, and then you get the ticket again. Yeah. Not in Vegas though. So,
The casino is the last place you want to try to run any games because they have everything on video, everything on camera. They track you all over the place. Like, you're going to get caught. Like, if I was visiting Australia, did it for like 2 days and got on a flight home and never went back, okay, that's one thing. But if you live there or you frequent it, you're going to get busted. So yeah, not worth it.
So last year they passed this law saying that street vendors were going to be allowed in Nevada and specifically in Clark County. And so it was up to the county to kind of set the ordinance for what was going to happen. Last October, they said that street vendors aren't allowed within 1,500 feet of a resort hotel. So that was already sort of settled. So technically it's illegal for street vendors pretty much anywhere on the strip, even though we still sort of see them. But now they finished all the licensing stuff, so they'll have to pay an annual fee of $150, get a license and a health permit, and they're not allowed within 500 feet of schools, things like that. But street vendors should be everywhere. I mean, pretty soon. Not that they weren't anyway.
Yeah, I think the weird one is they're not allowed within 500 feet of parks, which I don't get that. Like, schools even, okay, maybe, but I feel like if you have a hot dog cart and you go out of school and your parents pick you up, you go have a hot dog, whatever it be. I think that's useful, but definitely in a park. I don't understand that. Where are they going to go? If they can't go on the strip, they can't go near a casino, they can't go by a park, what are they going to do? Just park in front of somebody's house and sell it to the neighborhood? It just seems over the top. I mean, plenty of other cities have them all over the place and it's not a problem. I don't mind the permit. Hopefully they get inspected. That money goes towards, paying health inspectors to come out and check everything. But you got to allow them in some areas. Otherwise, what's the point?
I think it's the ice cream truck mafia, right? They want to own the schools and the parks. But seriously, this is a big part of Hispanic culture, selling stuff in the parks. And this is fruit and elotes and a lot of stuff that's been going on forever. So we'll see how they enforce this, because in certain areas of town, the parks are filled with vendors, really celebrated by the community and hardworking people. And, I think this is good to sort of normalize it, but there definitely were some controversial rules with this new set of laws.
Yeah, I saw a restaurant person wants that to be 500 feet. It's 150 feet for next to another restaurant, but 500 feet from a park. Maybe those should be reversed. And I get more of like a person like, hey, I'm selling food, and you walk it by and you're like, oh, that food cart looks pretty good. Maybe we'll just go there and eat instead and save some money. I could see that being a detriment to their business. but keeping people out of parks, I don't get it. Unless they're like leaving a lot of trash behind or something. It's just kind of crazy.
So let's finish with downtown Las Vegas, starting with Circa. They're doing the 2024 Pro Football Draft. The prices are kind of crazy to go see a draft, Mark. I mean, this isn't the Super Bowl. This isn't a big event. Some suites were like $1,200. I think the cheapest tickets were $25. But I guess the NFL draft has become bigger and bigger and bigger, and Circa's kind of capitalizing on that. But I got a little bit of sticker shock. I didn't get so much sticker shock with the stadium swim thing we talked about a few weeks back, but this was a little surprising to me.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to spend $1,200 watching a draft, but you know, I don't even think I'd want to if it was free. Like I couldn't sit there for 8 hours and just watch people on ESPN talk about stuff they don't understand. I guess if people are willing to pay it, you charge it. But yeah, it seems a bit high. This is the first year they're doing it, so maybe they're shooting for the moon and seeing where it settles. And maybe in future years we'll see a little bit lower prices. But I don't know. I can't see this selling out, but I guess we'll see.
And the big casino of the week was Plaza, with a couple of items of big news. First, they launched what we think is the first all-inclusive package on a major casino in Las Vegas. Maybe there was one before, so let us know in the comments. But they launched this all-inclusive package, which is going to include bottomless drinks, breakfast and dinner, free bingo for all you bingo lovers out there, some discounts on appetizers, you get a waived resort fee, and it's about $192 is the cheapest I saw for two people. So you're getting your meals, your drinks, free bingo, no resort fee, and there might even be cheaper days. I searched a handful of days. This is a great way to draw people downtown.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get our buddy C-Note out of the Dirty Castle, and he's gonna be heading over to Plaza now. This is a really good deal. I mean, we just talked about sticker shock the other way, but $10 drinks. If you're not gambling, $10 to $20 drinks. Most places in Vegas, it doesn't take that much to eat up $200 between two people. You're talking, 5 to 10 drinks a person throughout a whole day plus food. A lot of people could take advantage of this. I don't know how it will end up working out in Plaza's favor. Maybe some people won't max it out, but I'd definitely do it.
And I sort of buried the lead. This seems like it's a test. So it's booked now through June 30th for travel, June 1st through July 1st. So it's a limited time, and I'm guessing they're going to test it out, see how it goes. There are terms and conditions. That $192 and up price I said, that's for two people as well. So we'll put a link so you can search the dates and read all the terms, see how this works for you. But I think it's a great idea, and it's nice to see Plaza doing stuff differently. And then on that topic, we're turning into Disneyland. They always say Vegas is adult Disneyland, and Plaza is sort of leaning into that with fireworks on the weekends. Plaza is going to have fireworks May 24th through Memorial Day weekend at 9:15 p.m. So weekends only, but we're going to have every weekend this summer a fireworks show downtown. Thanks to Plaza, they're not making any of the other casinos pay for it.
Yeah, you know who's probably going to get the most money out of this is Circa, because you're going to have Circa Swim and Legacy Club have the best views of that right there. Especially Legacy Club, you're like bird's eye view of the fireworks, and I could just imagine a lot of people wanting to be up there having a drink watching these things pop off. So that's cool. We finished the show with two independently owned places, smaller run facilities and all that stuff, and they're the most inventive and creative, and that's what we need more of out on the strip. So it's good to see, and hopefully everybody throws the Plaza a bone, because they're gonna benefit from what they're spending money on.
Honestly, if the Plaza can prove this as a concept, maybe the Fremont Street Experience, which is a coalition of all these casinos, will spring up for fireworks. They said it's going to last several minutes, and Derek Stevens even chimed in saying the weekly fireworks show will amp up Fremont Street's high energy atmosphere to a new level. It's a terrific addition for the entire neighborhood, providing another exciting reason for visitors to come downtown. As you said, he probably sees that this is going to drive a lot of money for him as well. So I hope that Plaza is kind of putting this out there to get all the other casinos on board, and this becomes a regular thing.
Yeah, hopefully they chip in some money, and we got some drone shows and stuff down. I know a lot of people don't like fireworks, the noise and everything. So it'd be cool to have some drone shows show up too, and maybe the Fremont Street Experience can bring that.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing how this all works out this summer. Thank you, Plaza, for doing something different. So let us know what you guys think about everything we talked about today, that crazy story out of Australia, the adult clubs suing each other, the gamblers, Plaza stepping up with all-inclusive. Hit us up in the comments. We do 2 shows a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. We'll be back in a couple days with another show. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Yeah, that's not making the show, Mark. That's not making the show.